what that meant to the Montreal Canadiens franchise. Toe evoked the championship pedigree of Stanley Cups, record runs, and winning. I relish having had the opportunity to see this firsthand with the Stanley Cup triumphs of 1986 and 93. I know that Toe was involved with the 1986 Cup run, traveling with the team to Calgary for the final and offering encouragement to the team behind the scenes. The contrast to today's Montreal Canadiens group is astounding. When I mentioned Toe Blake's name to one leading player during interviews for this book, it only evoked a vacant stare. This, despite Toe's image being painted right above us on the locker room alongside other Habs greats. Has hockey forgotten Toe? It feels like it. The Montreal Canadiens take such pride in celebrating their illustrious past and the greats who made a mark on the franchise, and yet Toe is rarely honored. A visit to the Bell Center offers little by way of homage except for a plaque that blends in with the others. Nothing more to remind us that winning was the only thing that mattered, not making the playoffs and then seeing what happened. Such a strategy would have made Toe's blood boil. Everything you did, every action you took had one single outcome: victory. A glance up to the rafters at the Bell Center displays retired jerseys that hang as generational reminders, and yet nothing reminds us of Toe. His punch-line teammates, Maurice Richard and Elmer Locke, both have their jerseys retired, but not Blake's number 6. I hope this maiden biography about one of old-time hockey's greatest influences can help remind us of his influence and contributions to the club. Having worked for over a decade in Europe and followed the daily narrative that is world soccer, I always admired how knowledgeable the fans were of the historic greats of their sport, regardless of tribal connections. You could travel to a remote village in Spain and mention the name of Alex Ferguson, identified by many as one of the greatest soccer managers of our time, and no one would bat an eye. Every soccer fan would know the Manchester United figure and his exploits, even if he coached in another league, country, or continent. The game honors him. I could not comprehend how no biography about the greatest coach in NHL history had never been written. Not only that, but one of the 100 greatest players in NHL history. Researching this book was a combination of archival research and interviews with former players, acquaintances, and family members. In those instances when you are with Toe and his thoughts, these are observations and quotes from Toe that have been paraphrased to reflect the moment as he described it. It was impossible to be inside of Toe's head, but the research, his own words from interviews and memories from those who knew him, helped construct this aspect of the narrative. I thank Toe's son, Bruce, for giving me his blessing to move forward on the project and for providing valuable family insight. Many of the anecdotes and memories date to over 40 years ago, so I thank everyone who was so patient with my repetitive questions, especially former players and colleagues of Toe's. There was a lot of microfiche loaded and scrolled through, radio and TV clips reviewed, and all kinds of genealogy documents consulted. I thank the people at Radio Canada, Archives Canada, the Hockey News, and the Hockey Hall of Fame for all of their assistance in digging up documents for me, as well as sites like Ancestry.ca and Newspapers.com for providing me access to their own library of records. I must also thank my family for their support, especially my wife Kimberly, who put up with so many hours and weekends of me away writing or doing research in the library to take care of our girls, Jacqueline and Georgia. My mother, Ravella, has always been one of my biggest supporters, and I also have to thank Carol and Alex for letting me borrow their cottage for a few days to put the final touches on the manuscript. I'd also like to thank ECW Press for taking a chance on a first-time author and for showing genuine excitement on this project from the start. My editor, Michael Holmes, has worked diligently with me to get this book done, just like everyone who calls the office on Gerrard Street East home. It has been a long, winding process, but it is something that I have taken great joy and purpose in doing. Now I hope you, the reader, can enjoy a portrait of Toe's remarkable and eventful life and his influence on one of professional sport's proudest franchises. Paul Logothetis, January 2020. Chapter 1. Game Day.